Hey everybody, it's Ian the Off Kilter Crafter. I hope you're having a great day today. It is that time of the month. It is time to wrap up everything that happened in July as we begin August, which it was a very busy month, and it's going to be a busy month in August. But let's go ahead and recap July first, and then we'll talk about August. So the first thing that happened in July was I finished the gravity quilt. I wanted to go ahead and speed this up. As many of you know, Threaded Lines is doing a year-long sew-along with this project. This ginormous quilt, but I wanted to speed things up because I'm moving. If you didn't know that already, I'm moving and I wanted to make sure that I had all the pieces sewn together into a top so that way I didn't lose anything in the process of moving. I just felt like it would make it so much easier to get it transported whenever it is moved. But yeah, I wanted to go ahead and finish that project up. Even though this whole sew-along is a year-long sew-along from Threaded Lines, I decided to speed it up and get it done. And man, it was a mega live stream. I live streamed for over 19 hours, I think it was, when I counted up all the hours. I think it was over 19 hours. But it was a lot of fun, and I hope you had fun joining me, taking part in just hanging out and having a place to go over the 4th of July holiday weekend. It was a lot of fun, and I'm glad that y'all were there cheering me on. And yes, it is done. It is a huge quilt, 97 by 96 inches. I think that is the largest quilt I've ever worked on to this point, but it came out so great, and I can't wait to get it off to Beth from Goody Good. She's going to be quilting it for me. By the way, quick reminder, if you haven't already and you need a quilt quilted, or even if you have a couple of quilts that need quilting, don't forget Beth is offering 15% off to celebrate the 15K subscribers that I got here on my YouTube channel. You can use Ian15 whenever you're filling out her form, and she'll give you 15% off her quilting services. So yeah, that is done and complete, and I have a whole box of quilts that I'm going to be sending Beth because I have a lot of things that need to get quilted, but she's going to have to slowly work through them because my budget cannot afford to get them all done at once, but that's okay. She'll get to them, and that's fine by me. Now, speaking of getting quilts finished, I did finish the My Queen Quilt. This was a quilt that was in the Open Gates Halloween box from last year. I think it was the Halloween Boo box from last year, which, by the way, I am going to get again this year. Can't wait to open it and see what's inside. But anyways, I did finish the My Queen Quilt. I put the binding on. I got it all ready, and it has actually been entered into the Austin Quilt Show. So if you are in the Austin area, hopefully you'll get a chance to go to that show and see that quilt hanging in that show. Love how it came out, and Nancy did an amazing job with the quilting. She combined both computerized quilting with some custom quilting on it, and oh man, like I said, if you can go see this quilt in the Austin show, I would love to show off my work to you, but it just came out so wonderful, and Nancy's skills just impress me every single time. She continues to find ways to impress me. Her talent is just amazing. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just amazing. So anyways, finished off the My Queen quilt, and that one will definitely be hanging up for Halloween. It is a perfect Halloween quilt, and I can't wait to get it back from the Austin show so that I can put it up. Speaking of shows, I also entered into the Ellis County Quilt Show, and this was the first time I entered into the show. I actually found out about it. I have a whole list. There's like a blog post that has all the list of quilt shows across the country on it. I actually found this show from that list, and since it was close by, I say close by because it's about an hour and a half away, but still close enough that I could drive and drop off my entries. I put in 3 quilts, and as you know, entering a quilt show is fun just to enter, right? Like, I don't ever expect anything, but my goal is always to win at least 1 ribbon for each quilt. And I was pleasantly surprised when the 3 quilts that I entered not only got 3 ribbons, but actually a total of 5 ribbons when it was all said and done with. I am so impressed with myself and, of course, my quilter Nancy, who worked on all of these quilts. She did an amazing job. I entered Daydreamer, the Butterfly Effect, the Margot the Boxer Legit Kit, which I've renamed as Change Happens, and of course my Rainbow Vortex from Legit Kits as well. Those all got entered into the show. Rainbow Vortex was honorable mention. It received honorable mention, I should say. Change Happens won 3rd place, but it also won Judge's Choice. I never thought that I would win a Judge's Choice ribbon, to be honest. And a lot of times when I see Judge's Choice, it usually goes hand in hand with a 1st place ribbon. So I was so incredibly, wonderfully surprised that my quilt won Judge's Choice at this show. And then Daydreamer, I forgot about Daydreamer. Daydreamer won 2nd place, but it also won a Machine Quilting Merit Award. So Nancy, thank you for that. She did an amazing job on that as well. So yeah, that is such a pleasant surprise to put in 3 quilts and receive 5 ribbons. Another quilt show that I entered was the Maine Quilt Show, and I'm talking about Maine, the state, not like the Maine Quilt Show. But anyways, I entered, most of my quilts that I wanted to enter were actually in other shows or needed to be other places, so I couldn't enter the ones that I wanted to, but I did send one that I have put in a show before and received an honorable mention for, and that is my Pencils Down quilt. It is yet another quilt that is actually quilted by Nancy Houston. Beautiful job on that one. She did custom quilting, complete custom quilting on that one. And I was pleasantly surprised with yet another honorable mention for that quilt as well. It's kind of impressive to me because that quilt has actually been washed and even used on my bed, but yet it still received honorable mention, which was a wonderful surprise, especially for the first time entering this show. I'm so thankful that my art is getting out across the country and able to be seen across the country. And I'm having a lot of fun entering quilt shows. I don't know, guys, you'll have to tell me, have I gone ribbon crazy? Maybe not. It's just fun to enter shows, but it definitely is nice to receive a ribbon. And even if I don't, it's nice to know that my work is getting out there. And of course, the work of Nancy or whoever my quilter is, it's nice to get that work out there in front of people to show off its beauty. And, you know, it's just kind of amazing because a lot of my quilts have been places that I have never been. So it's kind of awesome that they're getting to travel so much, and hopefully I get to go to the same places as they do. All right, enough of quilt shows. I have more coming up, but that will be for August, and we'll talk more about those shows in August, including the North Texas Quilt Festival, which is happening this weekend in Dallas-Fort Worth. So if you are watching this video at the beginning of August in 2024, make sure to check out the North Texas Quilt Festival. I'm actually wearing the shirt. You may not be able to see the bottom, but I'm wearing the shirt from the show, and it is a great show. So if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area or nearby, come check it out. It's actually my favorite show here in Dallas-Fort Worth. But enough talking about shows, let's talk about the Puzzle Mystery Quilt. Yes, we've started up yet another Puzzle Mystery Quilt. This one, of course, is Wild West. It's the Fall 2024 Puzzle Mystery Quilt from Cotton Cuts, and I did get clue number 1 sewn together. If you haven't checked out that video, at least go watch the intro. I think you'll enjoy the intro, and from now until the end of Wild West, I think you should definitely watch the intros at the very least, because I think they're pretty fun. But I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. Leave me a comment in those videos and let me know what you think of each intro. It was a fun day of filming for sure. With the start of August, this also means that it is getting closer and closer to my move at the end of September. So I am having to pack up a lot of my supplies. I am not where I need to be honest. I am behind on packing, but I'm hoping to catch up. I still have a little bit of time, so there's still time to make up, but hopefully I can get that all done. And packing is a headache no matter how long you have, and it just seems that you can never get it done on time. But I'm gonna dedicate some time, hopefully over the next few weeks, to get that really going and get the things done that I need to get done. And yes, I'm purging a lot of things that need to go away, so that way I don't have to pack them and move them, only to get rid of them when I get to my new apartment. But that is something that is happening, so I may not have a lot of time for projects. We may be doing a lot of postcards on my live streams because a lot of my supplies are needing to be packed up. Now, something new that I want to start this month is my maker moments. And these are creations that you have worked on because guess what? I started a Facebook group. If you didn't already know, I started a Facebook group. I'll put a link to it down in the description below. So make sure to go check out that Facebook group and post what you're working on whenever you get the chance. When you finish something, or even if you've, something in progress, feel free to post those in the Facebook group. And at the end of each month, I will find 5 projects that I think are awesome, and I'll highlight them here on the video. So make sure to go post your items in the Facebook group whenever you finish something or are working on something, because I always love seeing what y'all are making, and now this gives us a good way to do that. Couldn't really do it here on YouTube, but this will give us a better place to do it, so that way you can show off what you're making and get feedback on it too. I'm loving this Facebook group. Everybody's being so supportive, so positive, and it is such a great place to interact with y'all. So let's take a look at the top 5 projects from my Facebook group. This first project comes from Arlie. She says, made my first quilted postcard. Definitely need to work on my overcast stitching, but thanks Ian for the tutorial and ruler. So glad that you liked it, and I love your first postcard. This next project is from Marnie. She says that this is her latest finish. It is the Labyrinth quilt. I absolutely love the 3D effect that you get from this quilt. Great job. Remember when we all worked on the showering stars pattern as the sew along? That was a lot of fun. And by the way, that quilt is going to be in the Plano and in the North Texas Quilt Show. So cross your fingers for a ribbon there. But anyways, Teresa, who worked on this project, says, finally finished the Showering Stars quilt top for my 6'2", 16-year-old grandson. Still needs to be trimmed, final pressing, and quilting. It may not be perfect, but I'm happy with it. You should absolutely be happy with it, Teresa. It looks great. Although you might think that this is Becca's newest machine, Ruby, so Terry shares with us that this is her latest completed project. She says, I painted this featherweight. It was in bad shape when I got it, but I'm happy with the result. This is machine number 6, I believe, that got a nice makeover. Great job. Lastly, we have Holly, who says, I finished assembling the cockatoo block from Wonderfil's free Bird Watcher block of the month. These FPP patterns are just so much fun. Those birds came out so cute, and I can't wait to see what you do with them. So there we have it. That is pretty much everything that I did in July. There was a lot going on, and like I said, we have the North Texas Quilt Festival. We have the Plano Quilt Show coming up the first 2 weekends, and I'm entering the State Fair of Texas as well. So a lot going on. A lot is going to be in rotation, and of course I got to figure out how to pack it all up as well. So lots going on. But before we go today, the last thing that I want to leave you with are some of my favorite quilts that I saw at the Ellis County Quilt Show. It was a great show. There were about 100 quilts, but I found a few favorites that I would love to show off to you. I think that's going to do it for today's video. Don't forget, leave me a comment. Let me know which of the quilts you saw in today's video was your favorite. I'd love to hear from you. It could be any of them. It could be one that I made, or could be one of the ones that I highlighted from the Ellis County show, or one of the Maker Moments quilts. Let me know which one was your favorite. I always love hearing what you have to say. Thank you guys for joining me today. Remember guys, normal is just a setting on the dryer. Bye.